Hello, this is Drew's Quick Views. This is where basically I just give my quick initial thoughts on a certain thing that I've caught up to and just say my piece while it's fresh in my memory, and maybe at a certain point in time in the future I might talk about it in depth in a later video. So I just got done seeing Sonic Prime. It's on Netflix. I just went through and binged it. So I should probably let you know I know very little Sonic. I mentioned this in my Sonic 2 movie review. Go check that out if you want to get my full understanding of my knowledge on Sonic, because I am clearly an expert in Sonic and its lore and its characters. Oh, definitely, 100%. And plus, I've been getting into, a Sonic mood because I've been listening to the tracks Undefeatable and Find Your Flame from Sonic Frontiers, because they are banging tracks, by the way. They are banging tracks, man. They are hype. I was not expecting those two songs to be like, from a Sonic game to be that hype, but it is generally hyping. So the basic synopsis of Sonic Prime: Sonic and the gang, Tails, Knuckles, Rouge, I keep mixing the name up. It's not Rogue, it's Rouge. Different character entirely. Rouge, Amy, Shadow, and etc. are fighting Robotnik as usual, but there's this paradox crystal that Robotnik's trying to get, and Sonic clashes into it, causing a reaction and, well, splitting reality in bits, causing Sonic to be sent to different alternate version of realities and trying to figure out what's going on. And that's basically what this show's about. Apparently it's going to be 3 seasons for 24 episodes, so we got 8 episodes here. The first episode is 45 minutes, and the rest are about 25 minutes. I won't say much spoiler stuff, I'll just talk about my initial thoughts on the show itself. In terms of animation so far, I like it. Like, it's very detailed, fun, especially like certain like fight scenes. They have like track shots going on, like the camera pans over at different angles and stuff while the team's fighting, and it's not even like chopped up. It's like one like full clean shot, and actually it's kind of nice. Like, it's fun to watch, just where it's just Sonic beating up bad guys himself, or the team like using some teamwork. It's a lot of fun, and it's also got some funny bits. Like, there's some like dialogue from back and forth from the characters that are kind of funny. Like, there's points I'm like, okay. Like, you know, I'm actually enjoying it for the humor. It's like, okay, that's kind of funny. Whether it be from the actual, like, what they're saying or just how they delivered it, it's actually kind of funny. The voice cast, I think, are fine. They're great on their own, because, like, Sonic sounds fine, Amy sounds fine, Tails is great, Rouge is fine, Robotnik voiced by Brian Drummond, the guy who voiced Vegeta in the Ocean Dub of Dragon Ball Z. Yep, you've got my interest already, because that man is talented. Like, they're all talented, but for me, I grew up with Brian Drummond, so it's kind of cool hearing him as Robotnik. It's like, hey, yo, you couldn't pick a better person. Like, please, let this man have fun. The only one person that stands out to me is the Sonic Prime Knuckles. The main Knuckles, his voice just doesn't match. It just doesn't suit Knuckles. But in the various timelines, they get a different actor, and that actor's voice sounds more fitting. So I don't understand that point. Like, why do you have a variant actor but not for the rest of them? But it's just Knuckles for some reason. I don't understand that. That's just kind of weird. If I had to critique the animation, there's only one segment I can think of. It's when, during the first world, there's a lot of robots. The robots, when they run really slow. Like, they look like they're moving fine, but the actual pace, it's really slow. It's like, that's a bit slow, buddy. What's going on here? So, and speaking of worlds, we've only get to see 3 variant worlds, well, excluding the Sonic Prime universe, the Green Hill Zone. Again, I don't know much about Sonic, so take that as you will. You get New York, which basically is New York, but Eggman themed, with robots and stuff, so yeah, grungy, lifeless, just complete control of over Green Hill Zone and stuff. Then you get the second world where it's a big jungle and basically there's barely any chance of survival and everything's just been taken over by a monster. The third world is basically a pirate themed one, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of the pirate verse. I'm just not a fan of pirate stuff in general. Like, don't get me wrong, Knuckles the Dreg was a fun character and he's got a cool design, but in terms of the worlds, I'm just not a fan of this one. Just not me. Like, for me, it just felt like it was getting old with the whole pirate shtick. Like, "Yar, we be pirates, we speaking pirate talks, ya laddie. We be sailing the seas and grabbing booty." Not that booty. But in terms of, like, the world so far, I prefer New York, where basically it was all machines. The jungle, and then the pirates. It's just, it really was not, I was not digging with it. It was just not for me. I just do hope in the second season we get to see more variants of, like, realities. Like, I'm gonna assume maybe at one point, maybe not, it's a night-themed one, maybe? They're probably gonna do that one. Like, everyone speaks ye olden English, We are facing a dragon there. We got to go and get the magic crystal for the Sonic the Hedgehogs. I don't know. What am I even saying? But I was expecting, like, various, like, alternate timelines as well. Like, what if Shadow got this crystal at this point in time? Or what if Tails got it? Or Knuckles, etc. Like, I think that would have been interesting. But again, I don't know much about Sonic, so take that as you will. I'm probably just talking out my ass, as usual. But I do hope we get to explore, like, in terms of, like, world-wise, like, the crystal's affected this place, and now it's gone haywire, or, this person's got it. That's gonna create such chaos. And not just themed things. Like, I don't mind themed things, I guess, but it's just, I don't know, I just really didn't like the pirate one. Like, it wasn't terrible, it's just not for me. If you liked it, that's totally fine. Again, Knuckles the Dreg was fun. And with Season 2 coming at some point, I do expect to maybe hopefully they have Sonic team up with someone to travel along the journey, because, well, it'd be nice to have Sonic team up with someone during his adventure, because it might get kind of old just to, have him, going to New World. Whoa, things are strange. No one's who they are. Hey, Tails, you're not Tails. That kind of thing. Like, I expect it, like, to get over with, and I expect maybe him to have a partner at some point, and just they kind of bounce off each other and try to work together, and that'd be kind of nice. Because in terms of worlds, we didn't get to see much realities, because I was expecting it to go like a Samurai Jack kind of style. Like, maybe not exact, but you would get the feel. Like, maybe like 2 episodes per universe. So we get like 3 or 4. Because it goes from like, there's Sonic Prime, we don't count that one. He gets sent to New York, the machine one. He's in the jungle. But then he gets sent to New York again. But then he gets sent to the pirate one. And I was like, okay, that's a bit of a weird one. Why did it send him back there again? Like, I can understand if he had maybe some control or some terms of direction in the shattered space that he can travel in, but no, it was just kind of by coincidence. I'm like, that's a bit coincidental that you came back to the same place. I thought it would have sent you to who knows where else. Out of all the infinite worlds, you land back in the same one. Interested in that. And maybe it's just me, but if there's alternate realities of, like, his friends, why isn't there a variant on Sonic? Maybe because he hit the paradox thing, it kind of erased the other ones. I don't know, it's just, I found it kind of weird, because, like, it's an alternate reality, so where's the alternate Sonics? Like, would it be like, one that can't run, or maybe he's evil? That'd be too instantly cliche just to start with that one, but you get the point. Like, I was expecting, like, alternate Sonics. I'm like, shouldn't there be alternate hymns as well? Like, again, maybe because he hit the paradox crystal, that caused a disruption and he got fizzled out in the realities. I don't know. That's just me. But it'd be nice to explore that kind of idea, like, this is a world where Sonic failed, or this is one that Sonic, isn't here, or something like that. Just a little thing, I don't know. That's just me. So, for me, as someone who doesn't watch Sonic much, I think the show is actually alright. It's a lot of fun. In terms of the action, the characters, there's some funny jokes. I'm not gonna lie, there are some points I was actually kind of chuckling and go, that's kind of funny. And some of the action, I'm like, okay, this is genuinely entertaining. Like, it's pretty fun. Again, with Sonic speeding through all the enemies and his team, like, working together and stuff, yeah, the action is fun. And especially because it's made by Man of Action. And if you know Man of Action, it's hero time. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. They do a good job. They are definitely doing some good work. But yeah, so I can't really say much in terms of, like, I am not much of a Sonic fan. I'm just like the guy who's observed, like, glances at stuff at Sonic, but that's all I know. But the show is a nice little, for me, a start off point for, like, hey, you don't know much about Sonic? Well, that's okay, because we got this stuff to tell you anyway. We can tell you for you. I was like, okay, that kind of helps. The only other thing I can critique is, in the early episodes, there's a lot of use of flashbacks, and it's not even just like a couple of seconds. It's like, this goes on for like 5 minutes of flashback. It's like, oh my god, like, they flash back and forth. It's like, okay, like, I get you're trying to fill up the pieces, like, this is this thing, this is that thing, this is who they are, this is what they are. It's like, I totally get that, but it's just, there must have been a better way to go about this. Like, I don't know, it's just, it keeps going back and forth. Like, we're in the present, it's flashing back, for a good while there's, we're back here again, it's another flashback again, and then, we're back here again. It's like, bruh, come on. But that's minor complaints. So overall, the show is a decent watch. If you don't know much about Sonic, you don't have to worry about that. The show kind of like steps you in the right direction. Like, oh, here's these characters here. Get used to them, and you'll get to know what they're like and what their characteristics are. Again, I can't comment on the characteristics because I don't know much about Sonic. I only know the very bare minimum, and that's being generous. So if you can, go check out Sonic Prime on Netflix if you can, and give it a watch and see what you think. So guys, what is your thoughts on Sonic Prime? Like, do you think it's an okay show? Is there things that could have been worked a bit better? I'd like to know from fans, like, what could have done better, or what they could have implemented, or is it okay, and so on. So, this has been Drew's Quick Views. I bid you adieu.